Tax is getting a lot of negative press these days, with increasing public interest in corporate tax. What may surprise you is that at the heart of much of the controversy is a little-known tax issue called transfer pricing. But what exactly is transfer pricing? We sat down with Kamal Dal to help answer that question.
Well, simply put, transfer pricing is the price charged by one company of a multinational group to another company of the same group for goods or services or the use of property, including intangible property, things like software, a brand, patents, etc. And while transfer pricing is not good or bad, there is certainly good and bad transfer pricing. Good transfer pricing follows value. It leaves the most profit where the most value is created, and it makes sense for all the parties to the transaction. But bad transfer pricing can happen in many ways. It can be arbitrary or outdated, or bad transfer pricing can put profit where little value is created. A critical standard that separates good from bad transfer pricing is the arm's length principle. Under the arm's length principle, the amount charged by one related company to another for a given item must be the same as if the companies were not related. It's as if they were conducting business at arm's length. Related companies try to set their transfer prices by looking to the market price for similar goods. So why is it so hard to come up with the right price? Let's take an example. We can all relate to buying a simple hot dog. How much is a hot dog? Let's use US dollars in this example. At home, a hot dog might be $1, and at the corner deli, it might be $3 because there are other costs like rent and service built into the price. Outside a sports stadium, it might be $5 because the food options are limited. And inside a sports stadium, it might be $7 because the rents are higher, the food options are even more scarce. So if a company is selling a hot dog to a related company, what is the right market price to use? In most circumstances, there won't be one right price. There'll be a range of reasonable outcomes. This is where the complexity of transfer pricing begins. Now, adding to this complexity is this concept of double tax versus double non-tax. It's a basic principle in the international tax system, and it's that profit should only be taxed once. So if a government decides that a company's transfer price is wrong and increases the profit in that jurisdiction, then there needs to be an equal decline in the profit of the country on the other side of the transaction. This is called the elimination of double tax. Sometimes transfer pricing can lead to double non-tax. This is when income is not taxed in any jurisdiction, and this is why transfer pricing has become so contentious. Recently, governments around the world got together to try to eliminate double non-tax. This has been the focus of the OECD BEPS initiative, and this is a rather technical tax discipline in the largest area of tax adjustments for multinational companies, and the largest area for revenue increases for tax authorities. But we know transfer pricing is a zero-sum game. Because many governments have agreed to eliminate double taxation, transfer pricing is at the center of most disputes between tax authorities. When one tax authority makes a transfer pricing adjustment, it needs to convince its counterpart to provide an offsetting refund. So as you reach for the paper with your morning coffee, it's important to remember these three things. Transfer pricing is not inherently good or bad. Most companies actually spend a lot of time and effort to determine the right transfer price. And certainly, transfer pricing is not black and white, and reasonable people can disagree over what the right price should be. So will this complexity be reduced in the future, and will there be fewer headlines about tax? The simple answer is no. But understanding transfer pricing is the first step towards appreciating the complexity of tax and the efforts that all stakeholders are taking to ensure that we have a global tax system that works for everyone.